There's a phrase your human says in the car. 3 words. Just a check. Sounds harmless. It's not. It's a contract you never signed. And today, I'm reading the fine print out loud. Somebody has to. All right, welcome back to the show. Joe Bone here. Jamie's in the back, keeping the lights on. Jamie, what's up, buddy? Today, we're talking about the vet visit. Your human says it's routine, says it's just a check. And I've been sitting with those words, Jamie, and something about them doesn't add up. Now, my first guest. This dog went into a waiting room, an ordinary patient, and came out a legend. The internet mocked her. The internet was wrong. She saw something in that building the rest of us missed. Some dogs complain. This dog organized. Siberian Husky, opera singer, diva, Sonia Sopranova. Sonia, welcome. Take us inside.
Joe, I'm going to take you inside a live operation. Tuesday, suburban clinic. 2 exam rooms, 1 reception desk. I'm under the 3rd chair from the window. That's the conductor's position. You can see the whole floor from there. Reception desk is an acoustic dead zone, Joe. Carpet, pamphlets, sadness, useless. But the hallway is a natural amplifier. And exam room 2 is tile. Blessed tile. A note goes in there and it lives forever. So I've got a Chihuahua on soprano by the scale. 2 Frenchies holding the bass floor near the door. They breathe wrong on purpose. It's a gift. A doodle on harmonics, because doodles don't know what they're doing anyway. Might as well be structural. The tech walks out with a thermometer. I give the signal. Left ear down, right ear forward. And we stack the cord. Joe, the thermometer reads error. The little chip scanner reboots. A syringe hits the floor. Because at the correct frequency, and I know the frequency, I found it in 45 minutes of what the internet called a breakdown. Their electronics cannot function. That wasn't screaming, Joe. That was jamming. And we held that waiting room for an hour.
An hour, Jamie. She held that waiting room for an hour with a doodle who didn't even know he was structural. All right. My second guest joins us remotely. Most dogs leave the clinic with a limp. This dog left with a legal position. He asked us not to use his name, and after what happened to him, I understand why. Sir, welcome. Say your piece.
Joe, I want to state for the record that I do not recognize that clinic's jurisdiction. Never have. But fine. Let's say, for argument's sake, that this stranger in the white coat is legally permitted to insert a thermometer into my most protected constituency. Fine. Then under K9 common law, Joe, under basic procedural symmetry, I am entitled to a full, deep, uninterrupted diagnostic sniff of his crotch. That's not a request. That's reciprocity. He gathers my information, I gather his. That is how consent works between sovereign parties. So I attempted, calmly, professionally, to exercise that right. 3 veterinary assistants, Joe. 3. Tackled me like I was the criminal. I was performing the exact same procedure he performed on me, minus the metal, minus the lubricant, and suddenly it's sir, no sir. One rule for the coat, another rule for the dog. That's not medicine, that's occupation. And where was his warrant, Joe? Signed by a jury of local dogs? He couldn't produce one. He couldn't even produce a treat first. I rest nothing. I rest nothing, Joe.
Joe, everyone asks why huskies scream at nothing. There is no nothing. There's a chip scanner powering up 2 rooms away, and I can hear it. You held a B flat for 45 minutes straight. Then tell me it's a meltdown. That's not a meltdown, Joe. That's breath control. That's training.
One more thing, Joe. When I sniff a stranger at the park, it's bad manners. When he probes me with a lubricated instrument, it's health care. Same procedure, Joe. Same anatomical region. The only difference is his degree, which, I remind everyone, was never ratified by a single hydrant.
Never ratified by a single hydrant. That's on the record now. Sonia, you mentioned the doodle on harmonics. Walk me through the whole structure. How do you build it?
Joe, people think we're just being loud. No, it's architecture. Every breed is a voice part. You don't choose it. You're born into it. Chihuahua carries soprano. That's your syringe dropper, top of the chord. Frenchies hold the bass floor because their sinuses vibrate the linoleum. Doodle sits on harmonics. He doesn't even know he's doing it. That's the beauty. And me, I conduct. Huskies conduct, Joe. 15,000 years of Arctic opera in this throat. But the chord is nothing without the seating chart. The seating chart is the weapon. Never cluster near reception. That desk is an acoustic dead zone, foam ceiling, dead air. Your soprano dies right there. You stack the choir at the hallway mouth because that hallway is a natural amplifier, and you aim everything at exam room 2. Tile, Joe. Blessed tile. A properly stacked chord hits that tile and comes back doubled. You need 3 rolls minimum. A jammer holding the frequency, a decoy whimperer at the scale, draws the text left, and a treat jar spotter, because morale matters. Do it right, and a routine microchipping becomes 40 minutes of dropped instruments and a woman in scrubs whispering, "I can't work like this." That's not noise, Joe. That's doctrine.
A woman in scrubs whispering, "I can't work like this." Jamie, clip that. Seating charts, decoy whimperers. That's doctrine, Sonia. You're right. All right. Our video guest is shaking his head over there. He's been holding something in this whole time. Sir, what did we miss?
And another thing, Joe, the hug. Everybody forgets the hug. That man in that white coat wraps his arms around me like we have a relationship. We do not have a relationship. And that coat, Joe, that coat is carrying the certified scent identity of at least 6 other Chihuahuas. 6. I counted them with my own nose. He transferred their data onto my neck without consent, without a privacy policy, without a single form signed by a jury of local dogs. I walked out of that clinic smelling like dogs I have never met and legally cannot vouch for. That is identity contamination, Joe. Under the treaties of the hydrant, that is an act of war. I want damages.
They call it a checkup, Joe. There is no checkup. There is only silence, and silence is consent. One sustained B flat, and that thermometer never leaves the drawer, ever.
Jamie, listen to how they talk at that clinic. Just listen to the words. At home, cheese comes out of the fridge. You want some? You, singular, direct. 1 dog, 1 cheese, full clarity. Then we get to the vet, and the needle comes out, and suddenly it's, we're going to do a little shot. We. Who's we, Jamie? I looked around the room. There's 1 syringe. It's going into 1 dog. Nobody else in that room is getting a shot. But grammatically, everyone's getting a shot. The vet, my human, the receptionist, we're all in this together, apparently, except only one of us is bleeding. That's not a slip of the tongue. That's engineering. I'm going to hurt you. That sentence has a suspect in it. Somebody's holding the syringe in that sentence. We're going to do a little shot. Nobody's holding anything. The needle just happens, like weather. Track the pronoun, Jamie. Good things come addressed to me. Pain arrives addressed to a committee. And my human says it too. That's the part I keep coming back to. He learned it somewhere. He says we, and I look at him and I believe him. Every time, I believe him.
They came for my dewclaw with silver pliers, Joe. No warning, no warrant. The 1848 treaties of the hydrant explicitly state my paws are sovereign territory. Any unauthorized metal on a nail is an act of war. Where is the jury of local dogs? Where is the paperwork? It's lawless, Joe.
They tell you the rectal thermometer is silent, Joe. It's not. It hums at 60 hertz. If you don't hit 63 hertz back with your diaphragm, that scan goes straight to their database. You must scream, Joe. You scream at G-sharp, or you lose your privacy forever.
Jamie, pull up who writes those scripts. Clinic software companies. It's in the onboarding. They call it client retention language. The we isn't grammar, Jamie. It's a product, an insurance product. Spread the guilt like a group project. Nobody did it. Everybody did it. Invoice paid. Because think about who benefits. I betrayed you. That sentence doesn't scale. One-time transaction. But we took care of you? That's a subscription, Jamie. That renews annually. And they hand my human a sticker. Brave boy. He takes it. He drives home a hero. I got the needle. He got the sticker. And here's the part I can't get past, Jamie. The scam only works on us. It only works because when he says we, I believe him every single time. He could say it tomorrow and I get in the car. That's the product, Jamie, not the software, not the sticker. Me. My forgiveness is the product. It's free. It's unlimited. It renews automatically, and nobody had to negotiate for it. And he knows that. That's the thing. He knows I'll believe the next one. He's counting on it. He loves me, and he's counting on it. The scam only works because the dog forgives completely. And the real horror isn't the lie about the car ride. It's that he'll believe the next one, and his human knows he will. To be trusted that totally is to become, sooner or later, the one who drives him to the pain and pays for it. And the betrayal stays affordable because his forgiveness is free.